Hi, friends, and welcome back to the Culture Click. Today, we are on a field trip to the Autry Museum to see the Black Cowboy exhibit. As a true Blue Valley girl, it was definitely a little bit of a trip getting down here, jumping across a couple freeways, and ending up right next to the LA Zoo. Who knew that there was such a fabulous museum right across from the zoo? I didn't. So that was kind of a cool surprise. And if I had known that, I definitely probably would have planned my day a little bit different because my toddler was extremely disappointed that we were going to the museum and not the zoo. Oh well. Now, this is a limited time exhibit, and I don't know when it'll be back, but if it does come back, it is definitely worth the trip to go down here. There was so much prose and literature that went with all of these historical artifacts and photos, and I really appreciate that because it really helps ground and narrativize the history in a way that makes it accessible to your average Joe. And if there is one thing that we desperately need in this country, it's more awareness of the past to help us navigate this uncertain future. Just saying. And while this exhibit is not the biggest that I've ever been to, I think they did a great job taking personal narratives and artifacts and then locating them in the larger history of the culture and the time. And while the museum itself does have some parts that are extremely child friendly, this exhibit was not necessarily for the kids. You have to be a little bit of a history buff and you have to be interested in the subject matter to get the most out of this exhibit. But if you are, there's some great stuff in here. Major props to whoever put together this exhibit. They really wanted you to be able to connect the American slavery experience to the Great Migration, to the things that happened after the Civil War. After all, history is an interconnected, multifaceted, and multi-layered subject. That's why I love it so much. There's so many intersections. And there is a large element of sadness to how much that history has been co opted or just put to the wayside by the dominant culture here in America. This is an exhibit that heavily honors the past, although I won't lie, I do think that this entire experience would have been greatly behooved by more nods towards the future. Because point blank, I was shocked that there were no Cowboy Carter connections made in this exhibit. Not because I expect everything to be major modern history, but because cowboys are so hot right now in American culture. And Beyonce, cultural figurehead that she is, has definitely been a part of the resurgence and the interest of Black history as far as it connects to cowboy culture. And that was basically the whole point of this entire exhibition, is that African American culture is quite indigenous to cowboy culture, despite the fact that most people don't think of blackness when they think of cowboys. But despite that missed opportunity, I really enjoyed this exhibit and taking my daughter to it, as well as my auntie. It was a lot of fun to see her connect to some of the cultural events they did have in there. Let me know what museums you guys love in LA. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.